All right, we have some breaking news, and it's injury related as the San Francisco 49ers wrapped up this win against the Commanders. However, you guys did see Christian McCaffrey messing with his knee and his calf, getting retaped, and he ultimately never re entered the game against the Commanders. And it was Elijah Mitchell and Jordan Mason who finished it out. Well, we do have an update as Kyle Shanahan met with local media, as he does after every single game, to provide additional injury updates and just updates in general. And we have one for Christian McCaffrey. Not the best, but I don't think it's as scary as it may seem when you first kind of see it. So let's get into it. Christian McCaffrey is dealing with a mild calf strain. So it's not knee, it's calf. And as a result of that, he will not play in the final game of the year against the Rams. They're going to hold him out. That then will give him a bye week and then allows him a week of preparation leading up until the divisional round playoff. So essentially, Christian McCaffrey from this point forward has about 3 weeks before he'll play in another game. So, I mean, for the workload that Christian McCaffrey has put up, that's huge. And we're going to see a fresh Christian McCaffrey throughout the playoffs. And again, the emphasis, it's a mild calf strain. So within a 3-week period, he should be able to get that corrected and should be able to go moving forward. So I have zero concerns about this. This feels like a smart move, and just put CMC on the shelf until the divisional round. But because of that, that means Christian McCaffrey's 2023 season is over. And in 16 games, he put up 1,459 rushing yards, which leads the league in rushing. He also added 67 receptions for 564 yards and 21 total touchdowns. A phenomenal year, either MVP caliber, offensive player of the year caliber year for CMC. Absolutely phenomenal. But that's not the only injury update that we got out of Kyle Shanahan today. And these ones that I got particularly are from Matt Barrows of The Athletic. So what it does sound like is there's an additional injury with cornerback Ambry Thomas. He did something to his hand that will require surgery. So Ambry Thomas will not be available for this game either. If you guys remember, Ambry Thomas as a rookie had the late end of year heroics to get the game sealing interception in week 17 that ultimately sent the 49ers to the playoffs. But and it was against the Rams as well, but he won't be available for this game against the Rams, as he'll be having surgery tomorrow to repair his hand. But they do hopefully expect him back by the first round of the playoffs. So the injuries to come out of this game seem minor. And the 49ers feel like they have a good plan moving forward in regards to who's going to be available and whatnot. So what we're hearing from Kyle Shanahan as we continue to get more updates, it does feel like the 49ers and Kyle Shanahan specifically are pretty optimistic about McCaffrey, when he'll be back, when he'll be good to go. So it doesn't sound like these guys are too concerned about anything. They realize he gets some time off. And as a result of that, the 49ers will make adjustments, which means we'll likely see a lot of Elijah Mitchell, who had a great game when he came in for Christian McCaffrey, and of course Jordan Mason. And there'll likely be a third running back that is elevated, whether Jeremy McNichols or Ty Davis Price, off the practice squad. So as I can see right now, that appears to be the majority, if not all, the injury updates as we get out of this game against the Commanders, which obviously is going to open up a lot more conversations about who should be good, who should play this week. I mean, it's already been one of the number one talked about things, I would say, since the game against the Rams was announced. It's official. It'll be a 1:25 p.m. Pacific Standard kickoff time for week 18 against the Rams 49ers have clinched the 1 seed, Rams have clinched the playoffs. So both teams are playoff bound. So the question has become, do the 49ers play their guys? And we've already seen that they're making preparations for some starters not to be out, but mainly due to injury. So what we need to see now is how far that goes. Are there going to be additional players that aren't going to play in this game against the Rams? And if so, who are they? If I had to pick and if I had to kind of throw my hat into this ring of guys that I maybe would sit down against the Rams, I think at the top of the list would be Trent Williams. I think Trent Williams, if you can give him an opportunity to be fresh, that would be ideal. But also, it's a dual edged sword there, right? Because if you're playing Brock Purdy, you want Trent out there to protect Brock. But if Trent's not out there, do you want Brock out there? Let's see what Sam got, maybe. I don't know, man. This is an interesting challenge that's presented for the 49ers of who's going to sit, who's not going to sit, what the mentality is going into this final game. Because again, I know how the fans feel. We did a poll yesterday, and it was pretty overwhelming what you guys were thinking. And again, the reason why I posted this poll is because I could see in the comments of the video that I had posted about the Rams game, it was just rest, like nonstop conversation and talking points about should the 49ers rest some these players or should they not. So I just was like, all right, let's put it in a poll and see what the fan base is thinking. So I got that poll and the results right here from what I posted last night, and you can see it's overwhelmingly in favor of resting the starters. Again, what are the potential downfalls of resting guys? You're maybe flat in the divisional round, like again, 3 weeks off, no football versus injury. And I think I know this fan base extremely well that they would much rather pick rest starters than get guys injured. So as you can see, we had 14,000 votes. 86% said rest starters. 14% said play starters, though. So I'm going to repose it to you now that we have more information, now that we know CMC is going to be out. And again, remember, these aren't 90-man rosters. They've got 53 on the active, and they got 16 practice squad guys. So you can't rest. You can sit down a lot of starters, but you need bodies out there. So not everyone's going to be able to get the day off. So if you do think the 49ers should rest players, let me know who you think should rest. Give me 5. Give me your top 5 players that should rest against the Rams, because again, you can't rest them all. So give me your top 5 that should be sat down against the Rams. Let me know in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.